Сейчас пойдем в замок Дракулы, Дилан. Ты готов? Да? Сейчас туда пойдем. Сейчас.
Посмотрим, пойдем.
Ну вообще время засекли.
15:41 заканчивается.
Вот этот замок здесь. Вот он. Whitby называется, или как он там? Whitby. О, летучие мыши там будут.
Слава тебе, Господи, обрадуй.
Уже близко к вампирам. Там какое-то представление даже еще будет в 3 часа.
Можешь до завтра ходить.
Там она говорила, в 3 часа что-то представление какое-то будет.
Да?
Угу. Вот, кстати, там внутри ничего нет, он такой полуобрушен. Я думала, там еще какие-то залы внутри.
По нему ходить можно было бы?
Ну,
Так и можно и так ходить. Зачем за нее платить, если можно
но
ходить?
ты не войдешь, вход надо
Чего не
платить.
зайдут?
Откуда ты
Там
зайдешь?
только с этого, может, стороны.
Везде вот такие вот, как сказать, заборы.
Сфоткать, а смотри, что там происходит. Там что-то происходит, смотри, сколько народу.
Он, может, хочет сам. Виталик, он хочет сам идти. Они уже побежали наверх. Ну, встретили Дракулу? Нет. Нету? Во, гроб его. Может, он там? Под этим камнем большим. Такой красивый. Ой. Вызывает, походу, вампиров. Такой красивый замок. Жалко, что обрушенный уже весь почти. Тут что происходит какой-то? Просто. Там что-то есть. Говорят, может, какое-то выступление. Ой, сколько народу сидят.
Where is this dog now? It must be found immediately. Let me know if you've seen them where. Fly, friend Jack. We are dealing with forces beyond the knowledge of science.
What do you mean?
Vampires.
Oh, not this again, Professor. There's a logical explanation for everything that happened on the Demeter.
I hope you're right, Jack, but I fear there is great danger for us.
Театр.
Go. Find out where those boxes are go and if that dog has been sighted.
Very well, Professor.
My friends, seekers of the truth and witnesses to all. If you are here, then you must have escaped. Perhaps you have information that could be useful to my investigation. So I must question you. Please, try to recall and answer truthfully. Did you go to Transylvania?
Детям надо тут сидеть, слушай.
Did you meet Count Dracula?
Детям надо тут сидеть.
Ну да.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew he was. Did you discover anything of his plans? What he intends to do? What did you discover?
He wants to come to Whitby and steal everyone. Yeah.
We must keep this history a secret. Who are these young lovers taking? I think I may guess. Pardon the intrusion, sir, miss, but do I have the pleasure of addressing Lord Arthur Homewood and his bride-to-be, Miss Lucy, who looks so like a friend, doesn't she, Miss Nina?
And who the devil are you, sir?
I am Professor Van Helsing, friend of Dr. Jack Stewart.
Dear Jack speaks very highly of you.
Oh, yes, of course. The Professor fellow. Apologies for my outburst, sir, but we have been followed today by a strange fellow. Never gets too close, never shows his face, and seems to be able to disappear into thin air. I'm sure he's some hack looking for a story.
Oh, perhaps, my dear, he know where.
Hippiest man alive. I could leap for joy, start skates, run around the streets of Whitby calling out all day.
Tarvado. Scusi, papà.
видели этот замок Дракулы, полуразрушенный. Так, музей-шоп тут уже. Красиво, но замок полуразрушенный. Части от замка. Вот такой замок целый был. Кресты какие-то. Тематика вампиров тут. Может, что интересное будет? Пока ничего. Какая-то чаша. Надо все читать. Это что осталось тут? Иду.
Висите?
Магнитики? Я думаю, что есть. Думаю, должны быть. В таком магазине обычно есть. Всего чего тут? Кресты, мышки, летучие мыши. Блин, там же...
Это нет.
Слушай, мы не видели мышей летучих. Там же было нарисовано, где-то они должны быть.
Это вот есть.
Где?
Это магнитики.
А, да?
Вот.
Кажется, нас еще в городе выселят с магнитиками.
В смысле выселят?
Ну, в городе тоже будут установки какие-то.
Не, такие.
А, выселят в плане автобуса?
Вот, смотри, какой есть. Вылет.
Ну, тут именно из замка этого. О, прикольный.
Телефон-то стоит. Зато как бы
Возьмем?
все есть. Нет. Возьми за руку и заезжай.
The stone is originally considered to be the remains of a cross associated with the Abbey. However, following the excavation, it is thought to be a Saxon settlement on the 30th of October 1914. Of the 229 on board, 146 survived, including the captain, all the nurses, and Titanic's anchor, Mary Roberts. Most of the 83 that lost their lives in the disaster are buried in the church.
Поймала Wi-Fi, зашла уже в этот самый, сидит на Инстаграме. Телефоном, да?
Coming up on the left is part of the long-distance walking route, the Cleveland Walk. A 110-mile walk takes you around the north Forest National Park from Hampstead to
Со своими приезжают.
coastal sections have had to be moved inland because of coastal erosion.
Со своими привозят.
Just ahead on the coast, people are still finding Whitby jet, one of the earliest gemstones used to create artifacts and items of jewelry. The jet found at Whitby is approximately 182 million years old. Jet has been used in Britain since the Neolithic period and was fashionable until the end of Roman Britain.
Вторая вам выставка.
Какая-то сельскохозяйственная эти.
Смахает рукой. Делать нечего.
Разные лавки.
До сюда долетела на дроне, потом сигнал тоже стал пропадать. Хорошо, хоть есть этот возврат домой. Аж экран даже потух.
On the road, these paths were particularly useful at the time of the dissolution of the monastery in 1536, because the monks were able to escape along them into the countryside. signed by Royal Bell, which still runs beneath us. The whole passed through several hands, including James Collins, front of the station are a reminder of one of the old railway companies of the past, and now present, the London and North Eastern Railways. In the early days, the passengers nicknamed it Late Never Early Railway. On the left behind the star in the harbour is the Endeavour Wharf. It was constructed in 1964. Cargo trade, timber, steel and other commodities. York operated from the Angel since its inception in 1795. It was also where entrepreneur George Hudson and the inventor George Stephenson met to discuss bringing the railways to Whitby. On the right is Whitby's Swing Bridge, which was opened in July 1909. Although a bridge has linked both sides of the town at this site for centuries, there wasn't a swing bridge here until 1835. The 1835 bridge finally had to be replaced by the present one because it didn't give enough clearance for many of the larger steel ships being built upriver in the late 19th century. We are now on St Anne's Staith. Staith is the Norse word for harbour. St Anne's Lane, which runs between St Anne's Staith and the end of Flowergate, was formerly called Hell's Lane, probably because of its steepness. On the other side of the river, over to the right, is Whitby's Lifeboat station. And if nobody is in trouble out at sea, you'll be able to see the orange lifeboat moored just beneath it. On the left, as we turn into the narrow Haggers Gate, look out for the large Georgian Mansion built in 1817 for the Reynolds family. Like many of the houses around here, it was built on a sandbank supported by pines. It became Mission to Sea in 1877. This was home to Henry III, only survivor of the lifeboat disaster of 1861. He survived because he was the only crew member wearing a jacket. Lifeboat was originally built about 1875 over the sandy banks of the river. Prior to this time, the crab was the only way from the town to the shore. The new buildings to your left are in fact new frontages, built after that time onto the banks of the riverside buildings which originally faced onto the crab. Coming up on the left, the award-winning inside was once a museum on the land. In the late 1890s, it said Bram Stoker carried out research for the scientific model in the first war mining. Ahead on the left, building with a large bay windows, is the popular Magpie Cafe. Built in 1750 as a merchant's house, it was later used as a pirate's office. The pirates had an excellent view of any activity in the harbour and on the River Esk.
Какое-то знаменитое. Чем? Вот, тут игровые аппараты, как там было. О, уже как мы уже подъезжаем, наверное. Вот придвиньте, только позже.
Ahead on the left is the Lifeboat Museum, in a building which served as a double boathouse for R&LI between 1895 and 1957. The museum now houses the last rowing lifeboat used in the British Isles, the Robert and Ella Robson. This was used in many rescues. We will soon be reaching our next stop, where we take a short break. You can alight from the beach, the pier and the lighthouse. Or alternatively, you can stay on the bus and enjoy the rest of the tour. If you're leaving us at this stop, please remember to take all your belongings with you, including any children. Whitby has the only natural harbour along the 100 miles of coastline between the Tees and the Humber, and has essentially been known as a place of refuge for mariners. The beach between Tate Hill Pier and East Pier is also known as Collier's Hope, as it was thought that if any storm-tossed ship could reach that, she'd be safe. The scene in Dracula, in which the Russian vessel Demeter runs aground on Collier's Hope with its captain dead and tied to the wheel, is based on a real-life incident. A Russian vessel, the Demeter, did run aground on Collier's Hope. However, its captain was not dead. He was drunk. Just across the river, you can see the 199 steps leading up to St Mary's Church. The street running along the cliffs towards the sea is Henrietta Street, which used to stretch much further around the cliff until it suffered from a huge landslip one night in 1787. Many houses ended up on the beach below, and over 1,000 residents lost their homes. It is remarkable that no lives were lost that night. Fortunately, the land was seen to be breaking up, and everyone was evacuated a few days before. Since then, there have been 3 notable landslips: in 1870, 1923, and most recently in 2012. If you follow the road past the Quarterdeck Cafe, you'll find yourself on Battery Parade, essentially. Round white buildings were powder magazines, which held the gunpowder for the cannons. They were also used as customs lookouts to control revenue collection.
Испугала? Чаечки.
Какой-нибудь Макдональдс есть?
Может есть, я думаю, только не здесь.
Надо посмотреть,
где-то чуть попозже, подальше.
Может тут не будет, еще может пару минут.
As we set off, we'll go up the exotically named Khyber Pass, a road forged into the cliffside in 1848 by the railway king George Hudson. Following the decline of the whaling industry in the early 1800s, Hudson planned to revitalize Whitby as a
Мы сюда
seaside
наверх
resort.
едем.
He began by buying up all the land on the west
Какой
cliff.
вид
He
отсюда.
began to build hotels, including the Royal. The Khyber Pass was used to transport the building materials,
Люди отдыхают.
all the way up to Westcliff. When the building work was finished, it provided a good route down to the town for the holidaymakers staying at the hotels of the river.
А?
Ahead, on the left, the little tall wooden whale sculpture serves as a reminder of Whitby's whaling industry. On the left, the yellow building is the La Rosa Hotel, which has a blue plaque saying that Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass, stayed there occasionally. It was while on the beach at Whitby that Lewis Carroll wrote the famous poem, The Wolf. Just ahead on the right is the Whitby Pavilion, built in 1870, where you can see the latest films as well as enjoy live theatre and music. It's also a venue for conferences and special occasions such as weddings. To the left is Whitby's Royal Crescent. It should have been built for Georgian style buildings to rival Bath. But unfortunately, George Hudson, the railway king, was
Открытый бассейн.
all the way along the beach, Whitby's West Pier to Sunset. It's a distance.
Проезжали мы здесь.
Below, on the left, the flats occupy the site of the Whitehall shipyards, which closed in 1902. As steamships were getting larger during the late 19th century, it was getaway races, street sports and entertainment. Abbey golf weekend, started in 1991, has grown into one of the world's premier golf events and brings thousands of people to the town. Music events,
Видишь, это водоем.
thousands of interactive exhibitions, all your guides and
Чисто платишь деньги, чтобы там посмотреть это шоу. Нет? Там не надо переезжать, Виталик, там телешоп. Взял и
Please alight here for the Abbey ruins and visitor centre, St Mary's Church and the youth
О, с
hostel.
этой стороны
Please
тоже
remember to
красиво
all
было
your
бы
belongings.
смотреться. Замок весь виден.
Ahead of us stands St Mary's Church, which can